All right, guys, welcome back to the garage. Now, in the last video, we did some cooling system maintenance, new timing cover gasket, new water pump, new thermostat, and then we did an upgraded radiator, a dual row aluminum, full aluminum radiator. So far, everything's been good. I did have to top off the coolant after a couple of heat cycles, and my lower radiator hose did have a leak at the radiator, but just needed a couple turns on the clamp. I think once the new hoses got soft, all the clamps kind of loosened up. So I went through and tightened all those, been all good since. So in this video, I'm going to switch gears a little bit and do something a little bit more fun. So here's what I got. This is from IKON Motorsports. This is their diffuser. It goes on the back of the car. Now, first glance, it's okay for $100. You see it's got some waves in it. And same thing here where it mounts to the bottom of the bumper. It does come pre-drilled with some holes here, and then I think maybe those slot into factory clips. We'll see. But my overall gripe would be the fins don't look exactly straight. So I think I might take a heat gun to it and see if I can get everything to straighten out. All right, here's what I got. I got it screwed down to this piece of wood. Obviously, I didn't crank down on these screws, just got it snug so it sits flat against the wood right there. And it does have a little bit of a bubble right here, but it's pretty flat. So this would kind of simulate what it would look like secured to the bottom of the bumper. It sits pretty flush. Obviously down here, it does curve, but I'm still gonna heat it up with the heat gun and see if I can't get these waves out of it and see if I can't get the overall shape a little bit more cleaner. And a little time with the heat gun, and I got it pretty flat. I think that's probably the best it's gonna get. Now, obviously, if it was nice and hot outside, I'd just go set it outside and let the sun bake it and let the plastic kind of go back to its memory from when it was molded originally. But so now let's test fit it on the car. Not bad. All right, you kind of see how it's going to sit. Now, I almost wondering if I should kind of like it closer to the edge. You could go all the way back with it, and it would sit right against here. Follow that curve, just like that. But I think I like it closer to the edge. Like that. Not bad. Now this edge isn't the nicest edge, but I have something for that will hide all this and give it a nice clean edge. So once we get to installing it, I'll show you what I got for this. Now, like I said, it has pre-drilled holes there. I think I might add another one here and there. And maybe even another one back here above the exhaust. I'll probably use some kind of black push pin, just something like the factory would use. Hopefully I can find something that's nice and flush, doesn't stick down too much. Really don't want it visible, but we'll see what happens when we get there. So I think what I'm gonna do is actually clean this up and paint it matte black, just like we did the grill, just so it matches all the matte black on the car. I don't really like it shiny, and you can see the finish on it isn't the greatest. It's just molded ABS plastic. So yeah, first thing is probably Scotch-Brite and some dish soap just to get all the mold release agent off of this, and then that'll actually help scuff it, and then we'll actually do a scuff, adhesive promoter, primer, and then matte black. Now, I know the hot thing right now is everybody's doing the 15 and up diffuser and just self-tapping screws right on there, but you know, I almost thought about doing it. Some guys do it nice and it looks clean, but there are some guys that just kind of, you know, I decided against it, obviously. I just didn't want self-tapping screws to be visible on the bumper. And And I also thought about buying a SRT8 diffuser, because you can get aftermarket replicas of those, but those also have tabs that are supposed to slide into the bumper, just like the 15 and up. And I didn't want to try to make slots in the bumper for that to fit. So that's why we're doing the IKON one. I think it can look good. It might take a little work to make it look clean, but let's get to work, get this thing cleaned up and ready for paint. Okay, I got some hot soapy water and a red Scotch-Brite. I'm just gonna go to town on this thing.
Hey man, how the hell you doing? I've been just fine, living life with the noose, and in my mind, all I hear is music. Watching your mouth move, damn you look stupid. I feel like everyone's a stranger. Small talk with your narcissistic neighbor. She's real hot, but they said to never date her. Ha, I agree, but you did and I hate her.
All right, got a pretty good scuff going on. Obviously, we need to go back and get all the cracks, crevices, any shiny spots need to be dulled down, but just for a first pass, pretty good. Now I'll just do a dry pass with the same Scotch-Brite, get it all nice and dull finish. That way, we can go to start painting, the paint will stick. There we go, that should be pretty good. I wiped it down with some wax and grease remover. So we should be good to take a tack cloth, get all the dust off of it, and adhesive promoter first. That'll kind of melt into the plastic and give us a nice surface to prime. And then we'll use a primer. And once that's dry, maybe do a light scuff over the whole thing with a finer Scotch-Brite just to get it nice and smooth, and then it'll be ready for paint. Okay, I decided to do another test fit, and I think I got it sitting exactly where I want it. See there? Basically what I did was I just lined up the back edge with the back of the bumper. So it's flush all the way across here with the back of the bumper. Got my holes marked, where to drill. I'll probably put some kind of bolt there and have it slide in, then tighten it down. Gonna have to do this one. I think I mentioned before, I wanted to put another hole back there just to get that up off the exhaust. So I'm gonna have to drop the hangers to the exhaust so the exhaust hangs, and get a bolt back there or a push pin or something just to keep it up there. But yeah, I think that looks pretty good. So now we can go ahead and get it painted. All right, got it wiped down with a tack cloth. Got some adhesion promoter, do a couple light coats, and we'll be ready for primer.
Wash down the top 40s with a chaser. Your voice starts feeling like a waiter. Scraping my mind against a cheese grater. Before you go, sir, you have to sign a waiver. That's alright, I'm aware of the danger.
Okay, let's let it sit for about 10 minutes. Got some black primer. And I want to hit it with a couple coats of this.
I've got a lot to say, can't hold it in this time. Got no filter, I got no filter. 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 No filter, I got no filter.
All right, got the primer scuffed, ready for paint. All right, I got a few coats on there. We're gonna let this dry overnight, and then tomorrow we'll install it. And don't forget, guys, if you wanna add paddle shifters to your LX Dodge, I have all the wiring kits you need to make them function. 05 to 10 LX Dodges, no matter the model, as long as you have the NAG 1 5-speed. I got a direct wire kit for 05 to 07s, a direct wire kit for 08 to 10s. And if you don't wanna do any wiring, easiest setup is the button setup with the Z Automotive transformer, and then even pursuit, guys, with the column shifter. I got a harness kit for you guys too. Now, if you want more information, check out my website, anthonysgarage1.com. It has examples of what paddles to look for, information on the kits, and if you want to order or have questions, hit me up on Instagram or Facebook. Let's get back to the video. Okay, it's been about 24 hours. Looks pretty good. Now here's what I got for the edge. Basically this is like what Honda and I think Toyota uses on their lip kits, like for the side skirts and stuff. And it's a seal that goes between the edge of the kit and the bodywork of the car. So I'm going to use this, put it all the way around this edge, and that'll give a nice clean edge. And there we go, I got it on there. You see how it gives it a nice clean edge. So once it's pressed against the bumper, it'll create a nice crisp line there. It's kind of a pain to work with, especially if you buy the knockoff stuff. You get the OEM Honda stuff, it's way better, but obviously more expensive. So let me get some holes drilled so we can put this on. All right, I got my holes drilled up here and back there for the slots. I haven't done the ones above the tip yet. I'm gonna do those once I get it up there. Now for the 2 slots in the back, this is what I'm gonna use, these little clips. It's gonna slide on the bumper. Then these little bolts will go up through the bumper and secure the back side of that diffuser. And then the rest of the holes, we're just gonna use these clips that I found in my stash. They're nice, low profile. I might have to trim a little bit of this edge here, and I'll show you why in a second, but let me get these in, and then we can slide the diffuser on and use these bolts to secure it, and we'll start pushing these push pins in. Okay, you see I got my screws here. I should be able to just slide this in. Yeah, just like that. I can tighten those screws down. There. Now for these holes, like I said, I'm going to use these clips. And see, I had to cut just the side of it off just so it fits up there. Okay, there it is installed. I think it turned out pretty good. Now I did add a few more push pins, one extra one there and there and there. And I got my ones on the end. Now it is touching the exhaust in the back, so I'm going to have to drop the hangers and put another push pin back there, but looks pretty good. And of course that edge looks nice where I used that little rubber gasket all the way across. Now you can kind of see what I was talking about with the fins. See how they're not exactly straight? They're almost kind of doing this angle. At least the 2 in the middle. Outside ones look okay, but what do you expect for $100, you know? Looks pretty good from the side here. All right, well, did I make the right call with the IKON diffuser, or should I have went with the 15 and up one? Let me know what you guys think of the IKON diffuser. I'm still a little weird about the fins in the middle not lining up. It's like once you see it, you don't unsee it. And I've noticed on other people's cars that also have the same diffuser, I see the same thing where they're both tilted in the middle. I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see if it bothers me, but that's going to wrap it up for this one. Thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe if you want to see more Charger content. Got tons coming, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.